All right, welcome back to another video. I'm Andrew, this is Aggie. We're here in Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. And today we're working on some arm triangles. From a little mounted setup, there's a lot of ways to set up your arm triangle, but that's not necessarily the concern for today. What I'm thinking about today is the finishing process, the final stage. So much of conventional old school jiu-jitsu for arm triangles says that once you get the arm triangle, you need to get your hips to the same side of their body as your head and make as much space between your hips and their hips as possible. Big pizza slice. That's kind of like an old school way of doing it. What I teach my students when somebody's doing that to them is to turn away as hard as you can and offer your back. And in all honesty, it's not that hard in the transition of the person passing to the side for the choke to really use your legs as a pendulum, drop that elbow, and turn your back to them, right? So, of course, you still get back control and dominant position control, but you're not getting the submission, right? My goal is to finish those chokes, finish those positions, and win with the tap, right? Or put them out. So, lately, what I've been doing is locking up their leg in a triangle, and I have a specific setup for the beginning stage of the arm triangle so that when I sag my weight off to the side, it's so tight that I don't have to make space between our hips, okay? So we're gonna correct that for some of you and make those finishes more dominant, and you're not gonna be able to lose the position to the turnout problem, right? So when I have mount, let's go this way. An easy setup for this is by playing a dilemma, right? I can go double inside cross wrist ride, I can go 2-on-1s, whatever the scenario, I want to pin the arm to the mat. She doesn't correct this, then I'm going to start attacking this arm, so she's turning to defend, okay? So now what I'm going to do is use my chest to block this top elbow. So I drop my chest, bring my hand through and grab the trap, shoulder, pec area, so that when she tries to put her back on the mat, it's very difficult. Now I like to lift that back leg to sink my way down, and I can get my arm across the neck and get a good setup here. Now again, old school, kind of conventional, I would lock in this arm triangle, pass my legs to the side, look to finish from here, but they can turn away, dropping their elbow and creating a lot of space. And now I have the back, but that's not the goal, okay? So what I'm gonna be looking to do is once I get this pin, she turns, I block her elbow, control the shoulder, and I start setting up my arm triangle, is I want to keep her on her side here for a moment, okay? When I keep her on her side here, I can really set up a deep, deep arm triangle. I'm going to be pushing her shoulder through, pushing her head through, getting this arm deep. Now there's a lot of connection. Once I lock my hands here and I start to put her flat, I'm going to look to lock in her leg, her close leg to me. So I'm putting my leg back in the half guard, which to them, it's gonna make them feel safer for a moment, right? So I'm locking that leg and I'm gonna triangle that leg. As I do that, all I'm gonna do is now sag my hips off the side, and that adds so much pressure that they'll go out right there, right? So I don't need to separate my hips. I don't need to get my hips to the side. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to, because if I do, they might just turn and give their back. Now I lose the strangle. I want to keep this leg trapped, right? Not allow her to roll away, and I can get those finishes. All right, so let's look at it from a different angle. Oops, sorry. So here, pinning. She turns to defend. I'm going to drop my chest onto her elbow, grab her trap, turn her back to the mat, and I'm digging this arm through here, okay? I'm pushing the shoulder, pushing the head, getting maximum connection. Now I'm going to lock my hands. I like to go wrist to wrist because it's tighter than an S grip or a palm to palm. I go wrist to wrist. And now as I start flattening her, I'm going to put my leg in the half guard. And she's going to readily accept that. She's probably going to grab my leg with her legs like this. And so now I'm going to triangle my legs and just start sagging my weight off the side. All right, and that'll get me really strong finishes. Let's do one more from the other side so you can really see what my legs and hips are doing. We're here. I'm looking to control the arm. She turns to defend. I drop here, blocking her elbow, controlling her shoulder so it's hard for her to turn. I get my arm through, pressing, pressing, getting everything tight. Connecting wrist to wrist is how I like to do my grip. And as I start to bring her down, I put my leg in the half guard. She's going to readily accept that. She's going to grab it with her legs. And now I lock this triangle. I sag my hips, and that puts on all the pressure of the strangle. And generally, before I even touch the mat with my hips, they're already tapping, because I've taken all the slack out of the position when they were side on. When we were on the side, push the shoulder, push the head, get that arm super deep. Once I get that connection, they're already feeling strangle pressure set in. Now, as I start to look to finish the motion, they're expecting me to go hop the side, right? They're expecting me to go all the way to the side that my head is on, but I'm not going to. I'm going to offer them willingly my leg. They're probably going to grab it willingly. I'm going to triangle their leg, keep them trapped in that position, and just sag my hips. And as I sag my hips, dropping my shoulder into their neck, it turns into a very, very powerful arm triangle finish that I've had a lot of success with over the last couple years. So go try it. Try both. Try the conventional version, try this version, and you'll see that there really isn't a good option for them to escape. Once you have the elbow trapped, the elbow across, you start setting up your arm triangle. If you trap that near leg, they don't have options there other than tapping or going to sleep. So I prefer that over old school conventional these days. Let me know how it goes. If you have anything you want to see in the future, any questions, concerns, throw it down in the comments. Again, I'm Andrew. This is Aggie here at Nexus Jiu-Jitsu in Folsom. Yeah, go try it. Sweet.